Hey ladies and gentlemen, welcome to this episode of 15 Minutes With. Some of you might be asking, what is 15 Minutes With? What is its purpose? What are its goals? 15 Minutes With is a show about jail and prison. 15 Minutes With doesn't glorify jail or prison. In fact, the purpose of 15 Minutes With is to deter not only young people, but people of all ages from going to or winding up in jails or even prison. Do you know that here in America, the home of the free, there are over 2.3 million people incarcerated. Over 1/3 of incarcerated women worldwide are in fact locked up right here in the United States. Over 13 million people are arrested each year. That is more than the population of Los Angeles and New York City combined. It's a lot of people. From what I just said, you're probably thinking that 15 Minutes With is an anti-police or anti-justice show. If that is what you're thinking, you couldn't be further from the truth. The police risk their lives out there helping others with just pretty much handcuffs, pepper spray, a gun, and their wits or their street smarts every day. There are so many laws, some antiquated on the books, that an average person commits 3 felonies a day, and our courts are showing it. So are our jails and prisons with an overload. 15 Minutes With takes you both behind the walls and the razor wire and out on the streets to talk to inmates who are currently incarcerated and some who have been released from confinement and are living out here in the free world. It is our hope that once you hear their true stories about what the system in jails and prisons are like, as well as the horrendous and outright dangerous conditions on the inside, that those of you who may have be headed down that long and lonely road that leads right to the inside may have second thoughts and think twice before winding up inside those walls and having to live in those conditions. It's our hope you choose the life out here in the free world. Now, here is this episode of 15 Minutes With.
Hello, this is a prepaid collect call from
Ethan?
an inmate at SCI Green. This is a call from Pennsylvania State Correctional Institution, Green. This call is subject to recording and monitoring. To accept charges, press 1. To refuse charges, press. If you have any concern that the person you are speaking with is in mental health crisis or suicidal, please call the State Correctional Institution immediately. Thank you for using Securus. You may start the conversation now.
Hello?
Hey Steve, how you doing, bud?
Good. Actually, I can hear you pretty good this time.
I got a different phone.
Oh, okay.
I got a different phone specifically because I know there was a problem, with us hearing each other last time, so.
Okay, well, I hear you loud and clear now.
Cool. Yeah, I guess I'll just leave this one plugged in instead of using the other cordless I had. I wanted.
Okay.
Anyways, I kind of wanted to do a dry run, too, as to what we were talking about, and...
Oh, really? Okay, well, I mean, none of that's really important. Like, what's important is that, I really am very interested in this show, and,
right,
like, doing something positive, and, I pretty much closed the door, and, he's brought me a lot of problems.
Right, well,
my life is over.
Well,
that's I made,
This is why I wanted to, I gave you that list of questions. There's one other question that I wanted to throw at you, and it's directly related to everything. But like I said, that's why I wanted to go and do, a really quick run through ahead of time. So you're you're
off limit.
Right, I know. You told me you're currently at SCI Green, right?
Yeah.
Okay, where is that?
That's in Waynesburg, Pennsylvania.
Okay. Do you know why they transferred you down there, or do you have any ideas why?
Well, they said security.
Okay.
But I think it was mostly because of my litigation.
Okay.
That I was bringing. I had the soy case and the kosher case and a few others. And as soon as I got here, they filed motions to kill the case because the injunctive relief was no longer relevant.
Because you're not there.
If I had won the cases, it would have forced them to start 2 different diets that they didn't want to start.
This is a call from Pennsylvania State Correctional Institution, Green. This call is subject to recording and monitoring.
Okay.
I hate it when they do that.
I know, so do I.
No third-party calls are allowed.
My next question, you still there?
Yeah.
Okay, that was weird. It said no third party called. I didn't get that the last time. Anyways, so I know that you had told me that you were doing something, and that you basically had told me your life was on a path for destruction and all that. Because of what happened, and obviously you're doing time right now for the homicides in Cheshire. What were your actual charges that you were convicted of? Do you know?
There were 17 of them. I think 6 were capital charges.
Mm-hmm.
They range from murder, kidnapping, arson. I was acquitted of the arson.
Okay.
Robbery.
Okay.
Burglary.
Now, I got to ask you a question. I know we had talked about this in the letters. I mean, do you feel remorse for what happened?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I was suicidal for almost the first 2 years, where they actually had to have a one-on-one observation where they put somebody outside of my cell. I mean, it really wrecked me when I found out what actually happened, because none of that was supposed to go that way.
So, I mean, I know this question's coming at you from what I written you. If you had a chance to talk to Dr. Pettit or the Pettit family, would you, what would you say to them? Would you apologize? What would you, do?
Oh, absolutely. I would say I'm sorry. I mean, I am. I mean, addiction's not an excuse, but I mean, I was.
This is a call from Pennsylvania State Correctional Institution, Green. This call is subject to recording and monitoring.
I was caught up in that cycle, and I just wasn't thinking.
Right.
And things that happened.
Were you using drugs at that time, like physically using drugs during the actual robbery?
No. I was on a relapse from crack cocaine at the time, and I was going to get high. I mean, as soon as the money, I mean, I was heading right to the dealer to get high.
Okay.
I mean, that was my sole purpose.
I'm going to jump ahead a little bit. If somebody was heading down the road that you headed toward that put you in prison, what would you tell them?
There's help out there. Don't give up. There are resources. Just there's not enough for males as much as there are for females. But there are resources out there. There are people willing to help. NA is a good place to find them. When you get into that, you use your program. Like I said, NA didn't fail me. I failed NA. I had stopped working my program, and then my pride and my ego got in the way. Where I wasn't asking for help.
Would you? Well, okay, you weren't asking for help. Would you tell them not, like, if they were on I guess I'll call it a life of crime? Would you tell them to stop? Would you tell them not to do it? Basically, I mean, I phrased it in the letter to you as if you saw yourself 20 years ago going down this road and you saw another person heading the same path. What would you say to them?
Get off that path. And the thing is, people are hard-headed. I mean, I was told that years ago that I was on a path to destruction, and I never could have imagined that I would have ended up in what I got involved in. I mean, it was so unlike who I am, and that's why I have this order. Because I want people to understand that, you never know.
Right.
I mean, it wasn't planned like that. A lot of people think that it was, but it wasn't, not on my part. And it wrecked me.
Okay.
It totally wrecked who I was as a person. It destroyed me.
My next question to you is one of those no-holds-bars. I know you said you got acquitted in the arson. Whose idea was it to start the fire? And actually, whose idea was it to start the fire? And more importantly, why the fire? That's what I don't understand.
We didn't think it through, when the whole plan happened. And as we were in the house, started thinking about like CSI stuff, hairs falling, DNA evidence, and started talking about that. And then Josh.
No third-party calls are allowed.
Josh was like, that's ridiculous. We're not making any. Josh was like, oh, fire destroys everything.
Okay.
And I was like, I didn't sign on for that. But then I'm thinking we're already here.
Mm-hmm.
Made the plan where everybody would leave the house
Mm-hmm.
and start the fire. But then when I went to get it, I was going to leave. That's why I left it. I was at the truck and I made my calls. I told them I'm not coming back. I didn't sign on for this.
Right.
And that's when the plan changed.
No third-party calls are allowed.
They're ridiculous. Where, we're like, okay, we just got to pour the gas. We don't actually have to light the fire. The hazmat team would come in, spray it. So we just get everybody out. We don't have to destroy stuff.
Right.
And I said he was leading me down the garden path is what it was. Little by little, he had another objective that I didn't realize. And I said I was just so focused on what I was going to get at the end.
Right.
I said I was going to get high. I was going to get a little bit of start on life and hook up with the person that I was with, and we could start a life. And it wouldn't have worked because I was getting high. I mean, everything would have went to drugs. But
right.
You got try and think positive thoughts when you're in that process. But the best plans just don't come together. And this was just wrong right from the start.
You said he had another objective. You know what that was?
Wait, what was that?
You said he had another objective. What was that? He was just robbing the house? Is that what it was, or?
Yeah, I think he wanted the girl. I mean, I didn't know that they were neighbors. I didn't know none of that.
So
he says in his statement that he knew. He saw the mom get in the car, followed him home. Oh, what a nice car! Oh, what a nice house! And that's how he picked it. But that's not what he told me when he was sitting in the parking lot.
That's what I was.
When he was sitting in the parking lot, he's like, "Oh, I know the perfect house." So he already knew who lived there.
That's what I was going to ask you.
The statement, and they only lived like not even eighth of a mile apart. And from what I heard from the trial, he used to stalk all the girls in the neighborhood. So I mean. I believe it. I don't know it for certainty, but he knew. I said, when he told me I know the perfect house, and I know, it's like you can't glean that by driving by the house and knowing exactly who lived there. You have to be familiar, and because it's in your neighborhood, it's just. I really feel like a fool. Is what it is. What's worse is people died. Never should have died. Nobody did anything wrong. Mr. Pettit never should have got hit.
With you being in there, what do you miss like the most in there right now? I mean, other than your freedom, obviously.
I don't know. I'd actually have to think about that because I haven't thought about the outside in a long time. I think maybe road trips, experiencing new things. I mean, everything here is, pretty much the same.
Speaking about everything in there, what would your advice to be to somebody who was coming into prison, like how to make it out in one piece or to survive in there?
See, that's tough because prison's not like what a lot of people think it is. Not anymore. I mean, sure, it can be dangerous, but it's not as dangerous as it used to be.
Okay.
At least definitely not this place.
Now, you're in general population now. We were talking. You're in general population, right?
Yeah.
Okay. But before that, when you were in Connecticut, you were in a lockdown facility.
Right.
Were you at Northern? Where were you at? You were at Northern, correct?
Right, Northern Correctional.
Okay, and that was a 23-hour and 1 hour, I guess I'll call it recreation.
Yeah.
Okay, so...
You have 1 minute left.
Okay.
Before we
yep,
lose a minute.
I'm going to do a series with you of a couple of interviews, and then we can go from there.
Okay, that's good.
And
would it be all right to call you... so 6 o'clock or 6:30 at night is too late?
Well, actually, you know what? If you want to call me like Monday at like 6:30, that's fine. Tuesday, you can call me anytime. Okay.
I'll
Thank you for using Security.
Okay. See you later, Steve. Thank you for listening to 15 Minutes With. I hope you've enjoyed this edition. If you have enjoyed this edition of 15 Minutes With, please hit the like and the subscribe button. You can also help me keep this show going and watch it get better by donating to paypal.me/Joe Tomaso. That address again is paypal.me/JoeTomaso. 15 Minutes With is constantly looking for new content to upload and new people to interview. If you would like to share your story, or if there's someone you would like to see us interview, please email us at insidetherazorwire@gmail.com. That email address again is insidetherazorwire@gmail.com. Last but not least, again, if you like to support this channel, please subscribe and hit the like button. Until next time, we'll be seeing you